to he's going to land enough power punches and eat the body up enough to really slow down Klitschko, and I think that he's going to win. He's going to get a knockout. It's going to be some sort of a powerful right hand fucking KO to the chin. I'm not sure what to look for after that, but I do think Joshua wins the fight by knockout. The first, I expect Klitschko probably to. They'll both probably be reserved. Joshua more so reserved in the first couple of rounds, whereas Klitschko probably is going to try to dominate with the jab. Both of them said they're going to play it round by round, which is exactly how they should, especially for Joshua, because he you can't go headhunt. You can't search for a knockout because you could lose. When you do that, a smart, skilled world champion like Vladimir Klitschko can really, really exploit you in a point matchup, which he could turn it into one if you're headhunting like that. You don't have your full wits about you. But that's pretty much where I'm going with it. I'm going to take Anthony Joshua with a seventh round knockout of Vladimir Klitschko. Exciting event. I hope that the fight's exciting. It could be a little stale or a little bit dull. Not really stale, but yeah, we'll take Joshua by knockout. It's happening here in 4 hours. It's going to be fun. All right, before we go, we're going to do a Glory 40 breakdown as well. Glory 40 taking place tonight. I think this afternoon, actually. Have they even started them yet? No. But it's taking place in Copenhagen, April 29th. So it really probably is starting here in a few hours as well. Maybe even before the Anthony Joshua-Vladimir Klitschko fight. I'm not entirely sure. But it is headlined by a middleweight World Championship rematch bout between Jason Wilness and Simon Marcus. A rematch of Wilness's victory from like a year ago. That was a fantastic fight. Super interesting way to finish the fight. With Wilness getting a KO, Marcus kind of being flamboyant and all this shit, and then Wilness just being straight up a pressure Thai fighter essentially, or a pressure kickboxer. Lands some heavy hands and knocks Marcus out. That was an interesting fight. Today we have the rematch. Marcus was the champion going into that, and looking to get his belt back here. We also have a 4-man middleweight contender tournament to earn the next shot at whoever wins out of that, which we will talk about as well. All right, let's start with the main card, though. Or the main event, excuse me. El Campeone, Jason Wilness, like I just said, against, the Dutch Jason Wilness in Copenhagen, not connected, versus the Canadian Simon Marcus, also not connected to Copenhagen, but all is well. Damn, Jason Wilness only 26. I don't think I knew that. How old's Marcus? 30. Okay. Let's take a look at their last fight. When was it? So, Wilness has fought. Was that fucking Marcus's last fight then? No, Marcus has fought twice. I don't know what's going through my head here. Once is in Wu fight, though, so I'm not even going to count that. Marcus fought in Glory 34, Denver, Broomfield, Colorado. He beat Dustin Jacoby, TKO injury 1 second into the second round. I don't remember that fight. So it's kind of tough for me to tell exactly what happened there. I do remember the fight when he beat Dustin Jacoby by a decision, a 5-round decision, back, right before he lost to Jason Wilness. Before that Artem Levin fight, that was fucking sick. Minus the DQ at the very end, but I love Artem Levin. Probably even more than Simon Marcus. And then he has the win over Jason Wilness 2 years ago now as well. Glory 20 Dubai middleweight contender tournament final. Looked like the better fighter in the first fight. I think he's definitely the taller guy. What is he at? 6'1", 76.5-inch reach. Jason Wilness is like 5'10" or something like that. 6'1" also, they claim, 73.1. It didn't seem to be the case when I was watching them fight, but I guess you never really know the way people stand and all sorts of shit like that. Um, as I just said, 4 years younger, Jason Wilness 26, Simon Marcus 30 years old. Honestly, a pretty good run here. Glory 30, he beats Joe Schilling by a majority decision. Gets revenge on his loss to Schilling in Denver, Colorado before that. Obviously beats Simon Marcus at Glory 33 to win the championship. It's funny that they let Simon Marcus fight at the very next one after getting knocked out, and then they make him wait 4 glories to beat Israel Adesanya. Unanimous decision victory earlier this year, Glory 37, Los Angeles. How do I see this fight going? Marcus, I felt like, looked better in the first fight. He looked fast. He looked dynamic. As long as he's not going to lose that speed or that athleticism, I expect him to win. He was winning the first fight pretty handedly. Wilness was getting some heavy strikes in, but definitely was not getting the majority of them in. Definitely not doing the majority of the damage. If he wasn't showboating and just kind of getting caught and pretending like he was rocked and actually getting caught, kind of the way that Anderson Silva did against Weidman, it was literally kind of that same sort of a performance. Then he probably would still be the champion. I think that he wins this fight by a decision. I think that he probably tries to stay a little bit outside. Blitz and come back, blitz and come back. A lot of lateral movement from him today. He'll have to use it, obviously, to stay away from Wilness, who's going to have just sort of a deadpan approach, most likely. And so I guess that's my prediction. I will take a Simon Marcus decision to win his middleweight championship belt back. I'm actually on, what's this? I'm on Glory's website right now, and the majority of people are actually picking Wilness to beat Simon Marcus, so that's pretty interesting there. I'm trying to look at their event here because I'm not getting a lot of information on these other fighters. There we go. The co-headlining event is obviously going to be the middleweight tournament, but other than that, we have in the lightweight division, we have Nicholas Larsson, a Denmark native fighting at home, coming up against the Thai fighter, of course, the problem Thai fighter, Yadkampan Sitmanchai. I give the advantage here probably to Nicholas Larsson with his European style in Europe. Glory generally favors the European style. 45-8-2, Larsson's record. 83-22-1, Sitmanchai's record. No surprise there. Fighting at 154 pounds. I don't know a ton here. It's actually pretty dumb for me to even pick either of them. But and the Thais have been doing very, very well with Padmarung and obviously Sitachai doing well. So it's actually pretty difficult for me to take Sitmanchai or to take Larsson over Sitmanchai. I do like the home crowd though. It always seems to be a bit easier to fight there. And then the European style, the Thai style involves a lot more kicking into the shield or kicking into the guard. And then they refer to that as doing damage, which it is doing damage. But it's completely negated in the European kickboxing style. I don't agree with that interpretation of damage and all that stuff, but that is the way that they do it. And so usually for a fight or two or so, it usually takes a little bit of an adjustment period for the Thai fighters to come up this way. All right. And the Glory middleweight tournament will be involved. A 4-man tournament, of course. I love it. It's the best way to do I love it. Actually, imagine if we did that at 185. We have the champion, Michael Bisping, and we do a 4-man tournament between Yoel Romero, Robert Whittaker, Gegard Mousasi, and Luke Rockhold. And then the one who wins 2 fights out of that fights Bisping. There's no clearer way to put together title fights. It's obvious. It's the best way to do it. But that middleweight division, in the first fight, we have from Brazil, Alex Pereira, and he is going up against the Swede, Barim Rama. Rama, a newcomer to Glory. This is going to be his first fight in Glory. How are they? Okay, never mind. Just confused for a second. 30 wins, 12 losses, 1 draw overall. More experience than Pereira. Pereira 2-2 in the Glory ring, but just 17-3 overall. 15-1 before coming in there. He's probably going to be a pretty significant favorite in this one. He's already been a Pan American kickboxing champion. I think he's fought MMA as well. 6'4.5". How about that? 80-inch reach for a 187-pound person. Massive person right there. Has a loss to Jason Wilness on his record. Glory 20. Dubai lost to Artem Levin. A couple of pretty good wins there. Israel and Adesanya, 2 of them. Beat him twice. But yeah, I guess not really a ton of Glory tournament. Really just 3 or 4 over here. Fighting the best of the best, though. Barim Rama, can't really get anything on him. Kind of is what it is. I'd expect Pereira to win the fight, but can obviously go either way. And then the other fight in the middleweight tournament is Yusri Belgarui from Tunisia fighting the Croatian Agron Pratani. Pratani, a newcomer who looks fucking yoked to, kind of looks like a crow cop, honestly. His neck and all that shit. Newcomer to the Glory ring, 21-4-1 in his career coming up to this point. Belgori 1-1 in Glory, 20-3 overall, the Tunisian. Again, I don't really know what to expect here too much. Just to be in this whole Glory thing overall, I think this is probably a bit of a step up in competition for Pratini, although he is more decorated otherwise. I just don't really know who to pick. I'll stay away from it. Just giving you the information there. I'm pretty sure the favorite coming into this is going to be Alex Pereira, but anything can happen, obviously. Alrighty, we have a super fight series here with 5 events on it as well. I'm just going to somewhat quickly talk about them the same way that I did this in the welterweight division. We have America's own Richard Abraham taking on the UK's product, Jamie Bates. Bates, 0 fights in Glory, 24-6 overall. They're fighting at 209. Abraham just got his first loss. Let's take a look at that, actually. 2 months ago, he's 4-1 in Glory, or his first loss in Glory. 11-4 overall, 4-1 in Glory. Who did he lose to? No, I can't fucking pull it up. Where is it? Oh, yeah, he lost to Antoine Pinto. Split decision, too. I didn't think that was that. What was that? Glory 38 Chicago, the Artem Vakitov-Salo Cavalieri fight. I didn't think that was a split decision. I thought Pinto beat him, but that was his first loss in Glory. As I said, today he will be taking on Jamie Bates. Probably going to be the advantage given to Abraham, but tough to tell there. And in the lightweight division, we have Mohamed Elmir from Denmark, and he is going to be taking on Norway's Simon Santana. Elmir 0-2 in Glory, but a career record of 113-22. Very extensive there. Santana, no Glory fights yet. Today will be his first one. 37-12-1 on his career. They're fighting at 154. And in the light heavyweight division, we have from France, Freddie Cameo, and he's going to be taking on Morocco's own Imad Haddar. Haddar, this will be his first fight in Glory. He is sporting a 19-0 record overall coming into the fight. Highly touted there. Be interesting to see what he is capable of pulling off today. Something's wrong with my thing here. I'm not sure why it isn't actually recording, but I guess we're going to have to just stop the show here, figure this out. Basically, we got Josh Johnsey fighting. There's only a couple other fights. You guys can figure it out. I'm sorry about this, but my thing has said it's been stopped at 22 minutes and 5 seconds for, a while here. So I'm not sure what we're going to be able to upload, but I'm going to put it out and we'll see what happens. This